great tight end Henry Childs.
Talking with Archie before the game, Frank, he tells me that Henry Childs has brought an extra dimension to the New Orleans Saints offense. Not only is he a fine pass receiver, but he blocks and opens up those holes for the running backs.
So the Cowboys got to be fired up now with word that the Cardinals have jumped out in front of the Redskins 21-0 in the second period. Dallas, of course, set a new club rushing record last week, thanks to Mr. Dorsett and Mr. Newhouse.
Both backs having a fine year again. Dorsett his best year, and also Newhouse going at a 4.2 clip per carry. Dorsett at 4.8. Both backs at 20 receptions or more. Look for a good ball game out of both guys.
How about the way that the Saints lost that game against Atlanta? You think that'll have an after effect coming in?
I don't think so, Frank. I think the Saints are going to come in here with all their dynamite and hopefully trying to knock off the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are going to be ready, though, and it's going to be a tough contest for both teams.
Ball game is underway. Straight up the middle. Wes Chandler on the kickoff return, taking Rafael Septien's kick back to the 27-yard line, where Guy Brown makes the stop. It's been raining here in Dallas a good part of the morning, and apparently it caught a lot of folks by surprise here because they didn't have the field covered. Here's the Saints offensive line, strictly patchwork, since they have lost 3 starters since the start of the year, and John Hill, their center, is playing with a handicap today. He's got a dislocated finger on the hand that he snaps the ball with. Tinker Owens back at a starting position at a wide receiver, and the Saints backfield led by Archie Manning, having his best year ever. 1st and 10, New Orleans to the 27-yard line. Both teams playing that flex defense as Tony Galbraith took the handoff, was hit by Bob Brunig. So you're going to be looking at kind of a mirror. Here's the Cowboys, who played the flex for Lowe these many years. And their front four, Randy White, perhaps their best defensive lineman this year. Harvey Martin has been slowed by injuries. The Cowboy linebacking core, all of them veterans. And the Dallas defensive secondary, you've got Waters and Harris. Excellent pair of safeties. 2nd and 8, Manning comes out throwing, completes the pass for short yardage up to the 32-yard line. Speaking of Charlie Waters, he put the hit that time on Henry Childs, the tight end we were talking about a moment ago, who's got more pass receptions this year than any other tight end in the National Football Conference. They'll spot it at the 33. It'll be 3rd and 3, and the Cowboys will go with their prevent. Here's the NFC Eastern Division standings. Cowboys trailing the Redskins by 1 game, but as we mentioned earlier, the Cardinals are leading the Redskins in the second period 21-0, so we could have a tie if Dallas beats the Saints, and the amazing Cardinals, who are now after their 4th in a row, hang on and beat the Redskins. 3rd down, 3, Archie Manning to throw. Pass rush is on. Protection is good. Galbraith is up to midfield. Tony Galbraith is at the 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Mark Washington made the stop. Galbraith, one of the leading receivers in the National Football Conference this year. He's a good one, Gabe.
He sure is. Frank, he has 52 receptions. Here in Dallas's prevent, they put Tom Henderson on Galbraith coming out of the backfield. Manning with plenty of time delivers the ball, and Henderson can't cover the speed of Galbraith, and Galbraith gets the 1st down.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Saints as they spot the ball at the Dallas 44-yard line. New Orleans on the move after taking the opening kickoff. Manning has been picking defenses apart so far this year. Completes it down to the 31-yard line, as this time the pass is pulled in by Ike Harris, the former St. Louis Cardinal wide receiver. Everything in order. That should be good for another 1st down. Let's take a look at this from our exclusive CBS Sky Eye.
As you can see here, Frank, New Orleans with cover 1. Manning reading well, comes back to the strong side, hits his outside receiver. Manning's the type of quarterback that takes what he gets, and he also forces you to play him. He doesn't play the defense.
1st and 10, Saints at the 30-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Manning going again to Harris, and this time he can't reach it at the 25 as Aaron Kyle pursued him out of bounds. Galbraith has caught 52. Childs has caught 36. Ike Harris has caught 30. That's one of the reasons that Archie Manning is having just a super year. 85.8. That's his mark on the complex rating scale of NFL quarterbacks. You played in the league many years. You ever figured out that rating scale?
I tell you, I never will. I don't think I ever will know how they actually do that, Frank. The only thing that I'm concerned with is how many points you get on the board.
That's what counts. 2nd and 10, Saints at the Dallas Cowboys 30-yard line. Muncie and Galbraith are the setbacks behind Archie Manning. Archie back to throw. Protection is good. He's got Galbraith again at the 21-yard line. That'll be close to another Saints first down.
All right, Frank, this is the kind of thing Dallas is going to try to do. They're doubling on Childs to tight end, and they have a linebacker, Tom Henderson, covering Galbraith man-to-man. As you can see here on your picture, Galbraith beating Anderson and Manning delivering the ball right on the money.
Tom Landry looking things over from the sidelines. He shed his raincoat. As we said, it rained here this morning. The field is a little bit slippery. Cardinals added yet another field goal and now lead the Redskins 24-0 in the second period. It is 3rd down 2. Saints with the ball at the 22-yard line of the Cowboys. Muncie gets the call, and Muncie manages to retain his balance but does not get enough for the first down. He stopped at the 21. It'll be 4th down and a yard. Take a look at it from the end zone.
Dallas in that short yardage defense coming outside wide. Actually, they stunted into this play. Muncie, Aaron Kyle makes a heck of a play. Kyle probably weighs 30 pounds less than Muncie. Cliff Harris up to help him out here, Frank. Big play by the Dallas defense.
Saints are going to go for it on 4th down 1. Saints coming out of the box like they did against Atlanta last week. All guns blazing. They led the Falcons 17-3 at halftime last week. But on a great offensive show in the first half. 4th down 1 for the first down. At the Dallas 21, Ike Harris is in motion. It is Galbraith, and he's got the first and some to spare as he carries it to the 17-yard line. Bob Brunig makes the stop left side of the Saints line. Did a good job, Gabe.
They sure did. They blew him out of there. They brought the flank around in motion to give him an extra blocker, then went to their strength, and Galbraith has plenty of room there. That's the kind of play New Orleans has got to make.
Hitting pretty good from ground level, as you can see.
Doesn't look like the wet field is bothering their traction too much right now, Frank. What do you think?
I haven't seen anybody slip yet. Official spotted at the 18. 1st and 10, New Orleans. Tinker Owens wide to the right side. Ike Harris is set in the slot inside of Owens. Muncie and Galbraith are the setbacks, and Manning calls the signals. Archie almost dropped the ball. Here's the rush. He gets out of it to the 20, to the 15. Manning to the 10, down to the 5-yard line. And that, my friends, is what a mobile quarterback can do for you.
He brings that extra added dimension. Manning has a 5.8-yard average per carry lifetime in the NFL, and here you can see why. Drops back, little pressure by Pugh, and then Jones finds a hole in there, Frank, and goes up the middle for another first down.
Larry Hardy, an extra tight end, comes in to beef up the blocking, replacing Tinker Owens. Cowboys now go with their goal line defense. It is 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Cardinals 24, Redskins nothing in the second period. We could have a tie for the divisional lead. Muncie, flag goes down as Muncie carries it to the 1. But we've got a penalty marker down.
Probably some type of holding here.
Actually, even if the Redskins got beat today, it really wouldn't help the Cowboys that much because they'd be tied and they still got to beat the Redskins Thursday or vice versa.
That's right, Frank. So it all boils down to what they do against each other. But, you know, we were talking, if the Eagles can come back against the Giants, they might slip in there somewhere.
Of course, where it would help Dallas, the Cardinals winning, is if the Saints should beat the Cowboys. Then instead of being 2 games out, you know, they'd be in much better shape.
72, defense, encroachment, 2nd down. Refused.
Guilty of the penalty, which is refused by the Saints. They'll take the gain instead, which would amount, of course, to more than half the distance to the goal. The nose of the ball is just outside the goal line. Saints have taken the opening kickoff. They have moved from their 27-yard line to inside the Cowboy 1. 9 minutes, 46 seconds left to play in the opening period. Very impressive drive by the Saints. Muncie and Galbraith behind Archie Manning. It is Muncie trying to get over the top, but he doesn't do it. Cowboys shove him back. Boy, you could hear that pop all the way up here.
Tell you what, they're smoking in there on that goal line. Dallas is known for their goal line defense, and here's a good hit. Somebody coming over the top there. There's Bruning, 53. D.D. Lewis getting in on the play. A tough back to stop.
You've been down here against Dallas on the goal line. What do you call this situation?
I think perhaps Manning might sprint out to the right or left, try to get outside the big guys.
3rd down now, goal to go from the 1-yard line. Muncie it is, and Muncie walks in for the touchdown. Nice going, Gabe.
All right. All right.
You're reading Nolan's mind.
That's just a pitch out to Muncie here. Fine block in there by the tight end. Muncie home free for the score.
Steve Mickemeyer will come on to try the extra points. Saints used up almost 6 minutes on the clock. Cowboys have been notorious for getting behind in the first period of their ball games. It's now 4 weeks in a row that this has happened. They've won just one of those games. Blanchard puts it down, and Mickemeyer pumps it through. And the Saints have jumped on the Cowboys. Here in the first period of play, 9:05 left in the quarter. It's New Orleans 7, Dallas nothing. Saints leading the Cowboys 7-0, and boy, they looked impressive, didn't they?
They sure did, Frank. And of course, you mentioned to me they did the same thing against Atlanta last week. You think they can keep that up?
We will wait till the second half to find out. That's the book on the scoring drive, and again, keep in mind the Cardinals are leading the Redskins 24-0. Mickemeyer kicking off. Butch Johnson waiting, takes it at the 7. 15-20. Johnson stopped at the 25-yard line. So the Cowboys get to put it in play offensively for the first time this afternoon. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. 1st and 10, Cowboys ball at their own 25-yard line. As you look at the Dallas offensive line, the Cowboy receivers, that's a great pair, and the Dallas backfield, perhaps second to none in the National Football League. The question fans are asking around here is, which are the real Cowboys? That's Robert Newhouse getting hit hard as he gets out to the 28-yard line. Are the real Cowboys the guys who showed up against Green Bay and Milwaukee last week, or the guys who had problems the 2 preceding weeks against Minnesota and against Miami? Here's the Saints front 4. They've got pretty much of a no-name defense, I guess you'd say. You can't really pick a star out of there, but they play together as a unit very well, as the Falcons found out last week. Joe Fettersfield, the middle linebacker, excellent football player. As Tom Landry was telling us the other day, he feels he's the key. Here's Dorsett, cutting back inside, going to be close for the first down at the 29-yard line.
The tough thing about trying to stop the Dallas offense, Frank, is they're so well balanced. They have the 2 ball carriers that also catch the pass in Newhouse and Dorsett. And they get the tight end and outside receivers that are all going downfield catching the ball for Staubach. So who do you double cover, or what do you try to stop, the rush or the pass?
It'll be 3rd down, less than a yard for the first down. The ball is spotted at the Dallas 34. Cowboys trailing 7-0 midway in the first period. Dallas has been outscored 62-21 in the first quarters of their game so far this year. Newhouse trying to pick up the first down. Let's wait and see. Joe Campbell and Joe Fettersfield on the tackle. They did get it. Officiating crew is headed by Fred Silva this afternoon. The umpire is Ralph Moorcroft. The head linesman Norm Cragset. The line judge Jack Johnson. The back judge Jim Kearney. The side judge Bob Rice. And the field judge Charlie Musser. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at their 35-yard line. Temperature at game time, 53 degrees. The rain is supposed to end early this afternoon. Butch Johnson in motion. Staubach to throw. Blitz is on. He gets it away. Tony Hill is out there. Hill couldn't catch the catch at the 12-yard line. Tony Hill was there. Maurice Spencer, number 29, was chasing him. But Staubach overthrew him by a couple of yards.
Well, that's the kind of thing you like to see on that kind of play, Frank. You have play action, fake the play into the line. Notice you got single coverage. Hill going right by the defender there, but Staubach just overthrew the ball. He waited a little too long. I think if he would have let it go a little sooner, Hill might have been able to get under the ball.
You get a little anxious. You see the guy out there, and you want to get it to him.
That's right. Especially early in the game, you're a little stronger than you are as the game progresses.
2nd and 10, Cowboys at their 35. Dorsett breaks a couple of tackles up the middle. And Tony D has close to a first down as he picks up 9 yards at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. It's going to be about a yard shy. Joe Fettersfield and Pat Hughes making the stop. Redskins have finally scored in the second period. Cardinals lead in that football game 24-7. We'll keep close track of that one for you. That's our score with 6 minutes, 25 seconds left to play in the opening period. Third down, Dallas less than a yard for the first down. Cowboys at their own 44. Dorsett trying to pick up the first. Didn't need much. See if he got it.
You don't stop Dallas too often on third down.
First down.
They've been effective 52% of the time on their third down conversions.
Alex Price making the stop. There's Tony Dorsett. Needs 136 yards to get to the 1,000-yard mark for his second straight year in the league. There's one thing, a negative statistic. He leads the NFL's running backs with 9 fumbles.
Well, that's a lot of times to turn the ball over. We might look for Staubach now to unloosen a little bit here and put the ball up.
Dorsett taking the pitch. Caught it about the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard as he tried to fly to the outside. Fetterspiel again in there along with Ray Brown, number 27. We'll take a look at that play from the sky eye. Boy, this is a wild angle, isn't it, to watch a football game from?
It is amazing. You can see everything going on. Just a pitch back to Dorsett with Newhouse leading. But the New Orleans defense hustling real well all over the field. They get to Dorsett before he can make any yardage.
Second down, let's call it 9 for the first down. Cowboys with the ball at their own 46-yard line. 5 minutes left to play in the opening period. Newhouse has gone out, and Larry Brinson has come into the backfield. Big rush on Staubach, and Roger is sacked back at the 35-yard line. Saints really poured through there that time. They didn't have a blitz, did they?
No, they came in with a 4-down lineman. Here it is on the replay. Staubach dropping back. That's 73. Campbell coming straight up the pipe. He just lowers the boom. If Staubach had the time, he had some people open because they had single coverage in the secondary.
I don't know if you noticed, but Herb Scott, one of the members of the Cowboy offensive line, started to backpedal to pass coverage and tripped. And, you know, that makes it a lot easier for the defensive linemen.
That's right. You're not going to block those big guys going backwards and tripping.
Giants over Philadelphia 14-0.
That's a surprise.
That is a surprise. Third down and 20 for the Cowboys, who are set back to their own 35-yard line. They trail 7-0. Staubach operating out of the shotgun for the first time.
We got him.
Billy Joe Dupree, the intended receiver. How would you have liked to have a shotgun offense to operate out of? Would you?
Yeah, I think so, because when you're 3rd and 15 or even 3rd and 10, teams know you have to throw the ball. It gives you a better look at the field, and you're already back there. It gives you a little more comfort.
Why don't more teams go to it then, do you think? As Chandler waiting to punt.
I think because Dallas went to it first, so other teams are going to wait, then they'll go to it eventually, just like everything else in the league. It takes them a while.
Danny White to do the punting. He's had his best year kicking the football. His hang time on his good days is unbelievable. Saints with a 10-man rush. Now they peel off and start playing return. Fair catch signaled by Chandler. And the outstanding rookie out of the University of Florida makes the grab at the 27-yard line. 4 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in the opening period. Saints have the football for the second time this afternoon.
Welcome, everybody, to the light beer battle of the big guys. And there they are, two teams locked in mortal combat to decide the eternal argument over light beer from Miller. On one side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it tastes great. Yeah, it tastes great. On the other side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it has a third less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling.
I feel strongly both ways.
I tell you, this is really no respect. Blue is the violet and red is the rose. You don't pull them or break your nose.
The tension here is almost unbearable.
Oh, you guys.
They can't go on much longer. Something big has got to happen soon. Holy cow, look at that.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, dolls.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I still don't know why they asked me to do this commercial.
Not going that well on the field in the Cowboys. They have other distractions that you can concern yourself with.
We used to come in here and play, and that was worth 7 points to the Cowboys, because you always watched them, not what was going on the field.
The secret is out, huh? Saints have the ball, 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line. Chandler has come into the ball game. Boy, he had a great day against the Falcons. Had 6 receptions in the first half. Wound up with 7, and he'll scare you to death on kick returns. handoff to Galbraith. Galbraith came very close, as you may have noticed, to being in motion. He was ready to jump, but either got back in time or the officials didn't catch it.
Manning's mixing his plays up well here. Here it is, just a handoff to Galbraith coming off the left side. This is the kind of play where you fullback and pick his hole. Galbraith moving real well. He has great lateral movement here, but D.D. Lewis has great lateral movement too.
2nd down, 5. Saints at their 32-yard line, leading 7-0 as we approach the latter stages of the first quarter here at Texas Stadium. Again, Galbraith, former number 2 draft choice out of the University of Missouri, carries to the 34. It'll set up 3rd down. Same play to the other side, Frank. Tampa Bay leading Buffalo in the 2nd period by a score of 10-0. Archie Manning is now 4 out of 5, 50 yards. It's not a bad start. Not a bad start. Dallas brings in their prevent. Let's see if Manning goes to his tight end or backs again, which he did in that first drive against Dallas prevent. He puts Harris wide to the right side. He's got Wes Chandler going the other way. Aaron Kyle covering him. Mark Washington will try to keep up with Harris. And they go up the middle of Muncie, and Muncie picks up the 1st down at the 44-yard line. I'll tell you, Archie is doing what he did against the Falcons last week and just picking the defensive part. He's just mixing them up, and they don't know what's coming. Well, you know, this is the kind of thing that both he and Staubach do well. They attack the defense. A lot of quarterbacks in the league sit back, try to fill you out like a boxer. Then when they find out what you're doing, they attack you. But these two guys start out the game that way. 1st and 10, Saints at their 44-yard line. We've got an injury report on Robert Newhouse that we'll give you right after this play. They go from the eye to the split backfield again. Galbraith leaning forward just before the snap, takes the handoff and gets to the 45-yard line, maybe a yard. Robert Newhouse has gone to the locker room and is being checked for a bruise on the outside of his right leg, just below the calf, and that'll be a blow for the Cowboys because he's been their most consistent back by far. He's the guy that opens up the hole for Dorsett, too. Good blocker. He does everything well. In fact, last week against Green Bay, Tom Landry said he graded higher than any back in any game in Dallas Cowboy history. For Landry to say that, that's something. 2nd and 9. Here's Archie Manning. Blitz is on. Gets away from D.D. Lewis and caught from behind by Harvey Martin at the 46-yard line. Martin, of course, has been restricted somewhat because of a brace, a Joe Namath-type brace that he wears on the knee that he injured earlier this year. Here's Manning just dropping back, straight back, looking downfield. D.D. Lewis on the blitz, being chased out of the pocket there. And there's Harvey Martin with another sack. That sets up 3rd down, and the Saints will need 8 for the 1st down. When Dallas starts blitzing this early, you know they respect Manning's passing game. That's another way to try to get to the passer. 3rd and 8. Cowboys haven't stopped the Saints yet on a 3rd down situation. Ball is at the Saints' 45-yard line. We're in the final minute of the opening period. Manning setting up the screen, trying to get it to Muncie. 4th down, and New Orleans will be punting for the first time this afternoon. That's the kind of thing Dallas does well in their prevent defense, Frank. They force you to go to the backs or the tight end. They change up a lot. You can also expect a safety blitz out of that coverage, too. Chandler in to do the punting. He's one of the best in the NFL, and the deep man is Butch Johnson. Did I say Chandler? I mean Blanchard, of course, Tom Blanchard. Line drive kick. This could be returned at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Butch Johnson, 20 yards from the punt return. Cowboys with pretty good field possession will start this drive at their 40 with 35 seconds left to play in the opening period. And the Saints leading 7-0. With Frank Lieber, this is Roman Gabriel at Texas Stadium, and Galbraith looks like he may be hurting a little bit. He does, and if he's not able to play, they're going to miss him because he catches the passes out of the backfield and he has a lot of yards on the ground. They can't afford to lose a guy like that. He took some pretty good shots in the opening period of play. We'll have to see if he comes back in there. Scott Laidlaw, I believe, is now come in the backfield to join Tony Dorsett of the Cowboys. Laidlaw, once upon a time, was the #1 Cowboy fullback. That was in a year that Newhouse had a lot of injuries, however. Been kind of the forgotten man this year. Double tight end setup. Jackie Smith is also in for the Cowboys for the first time. Here's Tony Dorsett, 40-45, trying to fight off a tackle and run out of bounds at midfield, and we get flags thrown all over the place, and we got a free-for-all in front of the Cowboy bench. Look at him. You don't think these teams are up for it? It was Clarence Chapman, number 24, who shoved Dorsett out of bounds a little bit too roughly. The flag would have been thrown nevertheless. And then, of course, additional flags were thrown when the fighting started. Now let's see if anybody gets tossed down.
Frank, I guess that settles that rumor that maybe some of the Cowboys are a little disappointed in Dorsett's attitude, because they sure came to help him out awful quick.
Yeah, let's see. Let's let the official here, the referee, Fred Silva, figure this one out. Personal foul, face mask against the Saints. That apparently was the infraction they're calling on New Orleans. Let's see if there's anything more beside that. That's 15 yards, and we'll move it down to the 32-yard line of the Saints. Here's the call from the referee, Fred Silva.
Personal foul, face mask, number 24, first down.
Here it is again. I would say this has to be a little bit of a late hit, too, in terms of his exuberance, the way he took him out of bounds.
There it is right there. He couldn't get him down by the shoulder pad.
But then watch what happens after he goes out. He's still on him.
Yeah, he gave him a little elbow on top of the helmet. Well, this is where the action starts. Who is that in there?
I don't know.
The 12th man.
That's what it was. 1st and 10. Cowboys at the Saint 32. Dorsett trying to break up the middle. Gets to the 29. Pick up a 3. You know, interesting. Here's an update now. Redskins are coming back in the second period. Now down 24-10. That'd be some comeback, wouldn't it?
Sure would. Maybe Kilmer's in there.
I don't know. We haven't got word on if they've had a quarterbacking change. Theismann did start in the ball game. Clock ticking away the final 10 seconds of the first quarter here at Texas Stadium, which will end before the Cowboys get off this next play. There's the gun. So, an interesting first period here at Texas Stadium. The Saints leading the Cowboys 7-0.
USA. You saw it on CBS Sports.
Back once again at Texas Stadium. Saints leading the Cowboys by a score of 7-0 as we start the second period of play. Meanwhile, in Washington, we hear that Joe Theismann is still in at quarterback. And there's the standings in the NFC East. If Washington should lose and Dallas wins, we've got a tie and, of course, a big game coming up here on Thursday between these two clubs. Cowboys at the 31 of the Redskins. Staubach with good protection loses the football. Who's got it? Cowboys recovered at the 45-yard line. I believe it was Laidlaw.
Little play action fake here, looking for the tight end, Billy Joe Dupree, going to the corner. Staubach had a little more time. He had plenty, but there's Price, number 75, making a good stop and losing the football, too.
Laidlaw, number 35, gets there just in time. Like Don Reese, number 60, was the man that he beat to the ball.
That Price is one heck of a player for the Saints on defense.
Third down, 22. Don't forget, Redskins and Cowboys on CBS Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be a great way to spend Turkey Day. Cowboys out of the shotgun. Laidlaw replacing Robert Newhouse, who was injured early in the first period. Again, Staubach in trouble. Throws it on the run. He's got Butch Johnson at the 30. Johnson will be about 7 or 8 yards short of the first down. They had to get to the 22 to pick up the first down. That may be close enough, however, for Rafael Septien to take a shot at it. Now, here comes the field goal unit.
Well, the one thing that a quarterback needs in a situation like that is great peripheral vision. Staubach moving to his left, being a right-handed passer, found Johnson in a hole down there and got it off to give him a chance at a field goal.
Septien is 8 out of 14 on the year. His long has been 48, and that shot, that 48-yarder, won a football game in overtime for the Cowboys up in St. Louis. This will be placed down at the 37, make it the 38, so it'll be a 48-yard attempt. And the field is wet, which is a problem, too. Charlie Waters, the holder. Snap is good. Kick is up. Oh, it's plenty long. It is no good. Had the carry, but missed it off to the right side. So the Cowboys turn the ball over to the Saints once again at the line of scrimmage as New Orleans continues to lead 7-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we challenged hotshot Dick Tchaikovsky to play the Mattel Electronics football game. Dick doesn't know, inside is a tiny thinking computer that plays like a whole team of pros. Dick's got the ball, but that computer defense is tough. He drives up the middle, stopped cold.
1 yard.
Now Dick cuts left, down the sidelines, touchdown. Mattel Electronics pocket football with a built-in computer.
Hey, who's in there?
First and 10, Saints ball at their 30-yard line after the misfire by Rafael Septien. New Orleans leading 7-0. They took the opening kickoff and moved smartly down the field some 73 yards. Quick screen out to the wide receiver, Chandler, up to the 34 for a pickup of 4 yards. D.D. Lewis played it well, number 50.
They had the play set up well, but that's a difficult play. Over the years, we used to try that against D.D. Lewis, and he was always there because he's so fast, moving with the guy going out in the flat.
Galbraith, by the way, is in the Saints lineup. It looks like they put a little collar around him.
Yeah, it must have pinched a nerve in his neck then.
Second down, 6. New Orleans with the football at their 35-yard line. Saints are 5-6 on the year. They haven't been out of any game they've played. Manning on the run, almost intercepted, and then caught by Childs. I thought Brunig had it for a moment, and Childs took it right out of his hands at the 47. First down, Saints.
That's great concentration on Childs' part. Here it is. Manning dropping back, looking for the tight end. This time Harris goes towards the flanker on post coverage, leaving Charlie Waters and Brunig covering the tight end. Brunig should have had it, but Childs takes it right back.
I think Brunig thought he had it for a minute. Looked into his hands and saw the ball wasn't there. First and 10, Saints at their 47.
Frank, we're seeing 2 coverages thus far by the Cowboys. Combo coverage in and out by Waters and Harris on the tight end, and then having Waters and a linebacker trying to cover Childs.
Muncie caught for a gain of a yard. Oh, you talk combo coverage. What do you mean?
All right, when the tight end releases inside Henderson, the linebacker, then Harris, the free safety, will come over and take him man-to-man, which allows Waters, the strong safety, to go out and help out with his cornerback on the flanker, Ike Harris. And a linebacker has to take Galbraith.
Second down, 8. Of course, the Cowboys have a pretty fast linebacker in Thomas Henderson, who can stay with most running backs in the league.
And that's what they tried to do on that first series of downs, but Galbraith still caught the ball pretty good.
Saints have the ball at midfield. Archie Manning back to throw it. Look out. Ooh. That was Henderson blitzing. He got it away, but Archie really got rocked by Thomas Henderson. Well, I thought he came in there clean, and he hit Archie a shot in the ribs. I didn't think he'd get up from it.
It looked as though Galbraith was supposed to pick Henderson up, but Henderson delayed on the blitz, and Galbraith released. And when he did, here it is. Here it is. Galbraith is out in the pass pattern, and Henderson is home free. That's the kind of way you don't want to make a living, and I think that's why you admire a guy like Manning, because now he's right back up on his feet, getting ready to go again. Almost completed the doggone thing.
He did. Third down and 8. Saints at the 50-yard line early in the second period. New Orleans leading the Cowboys 7-0. Blitz is on again. Archie Manning tries to get the ball away. Harvey Martin was there. So was Benny Barnes. And so is Too Tall Jones.
There's Manning dropping back, facing that prevent. Here comes Barnes. There's Harvey Martin and Jones. They had them all in there, as you said, Frank. The Cowboys have 38 sacks thus far going into this ball game, trying to get some more.
Fourth down and 8, and Blanchard will come in to do the punting. Butch Johnson standing at about the 10. Interesting coaching matchup today, too, of course. Dick Nolan, a one-time pupil of Tom Landry's. I tell you, Nolan has done such a fine job. Cowboys have 10 men on the line of scrimmage. And he's getting some notice already as a possible NFC Coach of the Year. Fair catch is signaled by Johnson, who lets it bounce on into the end zone for the touchback. So Dallas will take over at the 20-yard line, trailing 7-0 with 10 minutes, 56 seconds left in the first half, and we'll be back shortly.
You know, for too long now, bowlers have been left out of light beer commercials, and football players have been grabbing all the glory. But bowlers know light beer from Miller tastes great. We know light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. We know light's less filling. Bowlers love light just as much as football players.
That's right.
And we also love the easy opening can.
You sure do.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Saints lead the Cowboys here in the second period of play. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are leading the Redskins up in Washington also in the second period. Cowboys and Redskins on CBS Thursday afternoon. Be sure and join us. Double tight end setup for the Cowboys. Jackie Smith and Billy Joe Dupree both in there. 1st and 10. Dallas from the 20. It is Scott Laidlaw on the carry. And Laidlaw fights his way out to the 25. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd down 5. Laidlaw played his college ball at Stanford and been relegated to a backup role and specialty team player the last couple of years, filling in for the injured Robert Newhouse, who was shaken up in the first half, went out on the Cowboys' first possession.
With both teams playing that flex defense, Frank, actually it looks a lot like the 34 defense that a lot of teams have gone to, 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers. Dallas has been doing this for a long time, and they almost give you the same picture.
Cowboys only have 26 total yards so far, total offense. They're minus 12 passing, 38 running. Here's Dorsett, flag down as Tony carries it to the 31-yard line, and that should be good for the first down if everything was in order. But there's a marker down back at the line of scrimmage, and that could be a holding call. So erase it and bring it back, and Fred Silva will pace off. 10 yards for holding, which will move the ball back to the 15-yard line. And here's the call.
Number 66, holding.
Burton Lawless, Cowboys offensive guard.
For a quarterback to be successful against either a New Orleans type defense or a Dallas type defense, talking about that flex, they have to have a lot of audibles, because you try to go where they have the lineman off the line of scrimmage.
It is 2nd down 15 for the Cowboys from their own 15-yard line. Dallas having a tough time getting started against the stubborn offense of the Saints. Laidlaw gets 2 yards to the 17-yard line. Grooms, number 78, making the stop.
You notice there, Frank, whenever Dallas or New Orleans gets in a passing situation, those 4 guys move up on the line so that now they can come full steam and go after the quarterback.
It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Cowboys. These two teams don't play that often. Cowboys lead the series 7-1. The only New Orleans victory came back in 1971, I believe it was. Archie Manning led the Saints to victory in Old Tulane Stadium.
Here's New Orleans in their pass rush situation.
3rd and 14, and here they come after Staubach. Gets it away. Preston Pearson couldn't hold it. Had he been able to hang on, it would have been a Dallas first down at the 31-yard line.
There's another example right there of a pressure situation. Staubach reading the coverage in that prevent. They're doubling the tight end. He has a linebacker on his back, and he gets hit very hard as he releases and still gets the ball on target. That's why Staubach is one of the best going.
Danny White will be punting, and he'll be kicking to one of the most dangerous kick returners in pro football, in Wes Chandler, number 89. Chandler had a sore hip, missed a lot of practice this week. High snap, but White gets it away. Fine kick. Oh, a beauty. Chandler over the shoulder back at his 30. That went 70 yards in the air. Chandler down at the 31-yard line. As Danny White really got all of that one. Timeout. Bruce Huther making the stop. We'll be back at Texas Stadium in just a moment.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Word from the Cowboy locker room, x-rays have revealed that Robert Newhouse has a slight fracture of a small bone in his lower right leg. Probably won't be back today. I would say that's probably an understatement, wouldn't you?
I would think so, Frank.
Scott Laidlaw taking his place in the lineup. Saints have the football after that fine punt by Danny White from their own 30-yard line. The give is from Manning to Galbraith. And Galbraith is out to the 32. He got a loose ball. Dallas recovers. Thomas Henderson, number 56. pried that thing loose in the
sure
pile.
did. Here it is. Just a handoff straight up the middle. It's knocked loose in there by Henderson, I believe, was the guy that knocked it loose and also recovered the football.
So the Cowboys get their first break of the afternoon. First turnover of the day by either side, and Dallas has a first down at the Saints' 33-yard line, midway in the second period of play.
That's only the 7th fumble that Dallas has recovered all year.
Dorsett and Laidlaw, the setbacks. That's Jackie Smith in motion. And off Tony Dorsett. Heavy traffic on the right side. And Dorsett goes down after a yard or so gain. Pat Hughes, number 54, and Ray Brown, number 27, on the stop.
Well, when they bring Smith in motion to the right side,
that's a pretty good-sized blocker.
It is, and that gives them an extra dimension going outside with Dorsett.
Jackie, I don't believe has caught a pass yet. He's been with the Cowboys 5 or 6 games. Of course, understudying Billy Joe Dupree and occasionally filling in on the double tight end setup. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Staubach. Drew Pearson. First down at the 16-yard line as he survived a shot from Maurice Spencer, number 29. That's 57 straight games now that Drew Pearson has caught a football in.
Actually, these two defenses are replicas of each other. There's a double coverage going on the tight end, and Myers, the safety, is a little late getting over to help out on Pearson.
So a Dallas first down at the 16-yard line. Tony Hill comes out of the lineup, and Jackie Smith comes right back in. So again, the Cowboys operating with 2 tight ends deep in New Orleans territory. Dallas trailing 7-0. Pearson wide to the right side. Laidlaw and Dorsett are the setbacks. Tony Dorsett up the middle to about the 12-yard line. A pickup of 3 in the play before he's contained. Be 34 yards rushing now for Dorsett in 7 carries. Officials mark it at the 13-yard line. Call it 2nd down, 7. Dorsett made 10 first downs on the ground against the Packers last week. All by his lonesome. He and Newhouse both hit the century mark.
He sure doesn't need much room to get outside. When he gets outside, he's gone.
2nd and 7 from the Saints' 13 as the Cowboys driving for what would be the equalizer. Staubach in trouble, gets it away. Tony Hill was the intended receiver, but Staubach was just hoping that Hill could outjump everybody else.
I think so. He had 4 guys around him. I don't believe Hill was too open at that point. Had plenty of time, though. You give Staubach, a quarterback of his caliber, that kind of time, and eventually he's going to burn you.
3rd down. Cowboys still need 7 for the first down at the Saints' 13-yard line. Last time these two teams played was in '76. Cowboys won that one 24-6 down in New Orleans. 3rd and 7. Drew Pearson is wide to the right side. Tony Hill is split to the left. Now Billy Joe Dupree moving from the left side to the right side on the tight end set. No blitz. Staubach over the middle. Dupree at the 2-yard line. First down.
That shouldn't happen, Frank. They had combo coverage on the tight end. Staubach straight drop back. Myers comes over. He has perfect coverage at knowing where Dupree is, but he doesn't make the play. That shouldn't happen.
Dupree is another guy who's having a sensational year for the Cowboys so far, catching the football. It'll be 1st and goal to go from the 2-yard line as Staubach comes up with a big 3rd down play. Here come the Cowboys, trailing 7-0. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, the double tight end setup. Both of the tight ends are on the right side. Tony Dorsett scores. It's interesting setup when you got Jackie Smith as a flanker out there, the wingback.
You get Jackie Smith at the flanker, and you got your left guard, Scott, pulling around, handing off the ball to Dorsett. You have 3 big people knocking down the right side of that line for Dallas.
One of the Cowboys was shaken up on the play. That is guard Burton Lawless, number 66, who is down and being attended to by Dr. Pat Evans, the Cowboys team physician, and Dr. Marvin Knight, the Cowboy trainers. Don Cochran, Cowboy trainer, and Ken Locker looking him over. Boy, he stretched out pretty good there. Hey, maybe it looks like they're looking at his left knee.
It looks like a knee.
Lawless been used to shuttle plays in and out of the lineup. Tom Landry has gone to using guards this year, where in the past he's used wide receivers to shuttle in plays. And Lawless has in effect been one of the messenger guards.
Difficult for them to lose a guy like him.
So the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying things up with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the first half at Texas Stadium. Dallas trying to go 8-4 in the year. Here's the book in the Cowboys scoring drive as Dallas took advantage of the turnover, the fumble recovery by Thomas Henderson, and traveled 33 yards in 6 plays. 2 big pass plays, one to Pearson, the other to Dupree. The keys in the drive. Rafael Septien will try to tie it up for the Cowboys. Cowboys and the Redskins on Thursday on CBS in one of the big NFL games of the year. We hope you'll be watching. This, by the way, is the first of 3 straight home games for the Cowboys. They get the Redskins Thursday, and they have 10 days off, and they get the Patriots. It's not easy.
They're lucky to be playing them here, too, because they play so much better at home than they do when they go on the road.
Redskins and the Cardinals are now at halftime. Redskins came back. They're just 14 points down after being down 24-0. Extra point try. Septien. He has it. So we're tied with 6:27 left to go in the first half. It's the Saints 7 and the Cowboys 7, and we'll be back at Texas Stadium in 1 minute. Frank Lieber with Roman Gabriel back at Texas Stadium prior to the kickoff. Let's take another look at that touchdown to the Cowboys.
Here it is, Scott, number 68, pulling around the right side. You have so much beef out on the right corner. It's hard for New Orleans to do anything about that.
Wes Chandler is the deep man as Septien prepares to kick off. It will be Chandler at the 5 on the run. 15, 20. Hit at the 24-yard line. Chandler, the #1 draft pick of the Saints, 3rd man picked in the NFL draft out of Florida.
Be interesting to see if the Saints come out throwing. That's what got them their first touchdown on their first drive in the first quarter, Frank. Maybe they'll come out putting the ball up again. Let's see if they go to their tight end, Henry Childs.
1st and 10, Saints ball at their 25-yard line. Saints have hung in there with the Cowboys, battling them. They scored their touchdown on a fine 73-yard opening drive, taking that kickoff at the start of the game and moving the length of the field. Archie Manning pumps it once, looking long. Down the sideline and almost intercepted by Cliff Harris. I think Harris had it, but Benny Barnes, his own man, hit him as he crossed the sideline and jarred the ball loose.
There's Manning dropping back, looking for an out and up by Ike Harris. But Cliff Harris is Johnny on the spot. Harris sure covers a lot of ground here. He almost gets to the ball. It's a well-thrown football. But Harris is there. He reached the quarterback's eyes probably as well as any free safety in football.
Well, they didn't go to Childs that time.
Well, Childs is blocking down here.
And here's why, right?
Yeah, he's trying to help out on Too Tall.
That's not a bad idea.
Too Tall's too big for one guy to take.
We got another Cowboy player shaking up.
I tell you, this kind of turf really jumps up and hits a lot of people. It's almost a 250-pounder knocks you down. You have 250 pounds hitting you up.
That is Thomas Henderson, who is shaken up on the play, who made the fumble recovery that led to the Cowboy touchdown a moment ago.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Saints ball, 2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Archie Manning coming into this game has 12 touchdown passes. He's thrown 8 interceptions. But all in all, the Saints haven't turned the ball over that much this year. It's one reason they've done as well as they have. Archie's got those interceptions way down. On 2nd and 10, he lets it fly for Muncie, and Muncie makes the catch, and Cliff Harris makes the hit at the 39-yard line, but not before. New Orleans picks up the first down.
That's fine read on Manning's part. They're doubling on Childs. This time he comes back to his back. D.D. Lewis out doubling on the wide receiver to Manning's left. Manning spots Muncie in the crease, gets it off before Harris can change directions and get to him. That shows you how quick Harris is, though. He's on the other side of the field covering Childs and comes over and makes the tackle on Muncie.
Tinker Owens is wide to the left side. Harris is wide to the right. Kyle trying to stay up with Tinker Owens. It'll be Benny Barnes' job to stay with Ike Harris. On this 1st and 10 from the Saints' 39-yard line. The fake to Galbraith. Harris at the 40-yard line of Dallas. Loses the football, but it had been whistled in, I do believe. So the Saints will have another first down, this one at the 41-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Manning is now 8 out of 13 in the afternoon.
Let's take a look at this throw. Play action to the left side. Manning coming back to the secondary receiver here. Had pressure. Throws the ball right in the groove.
Saints can move the football on anybody. Well, the job they did on Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago when they rolled up 400-plus yards. This game today matches 2 of the NFC's top 5 scoring teams. So we're looking for quite a few points to be put on the scoreboard. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Saints 1st and 10 at the Dallas 41. Ike Harris in motion across the backfield. Quick screen out to Harris. He's going to throw or wants to. Gets rid of the ball. Childs at the 15-yard line. Out of bounds. Catch is good. First down, Saints. Flag back of the line of scrimmage. Penalty marker is down. See what this one was about. The marker was thrown just about where Harris threw the football. And they're bringing it back.
Illegal pass. 2 from behind the line. Loss of a down. 2nd down.
Well, they called it an illegal pass because you can't throw 2 forward passes behind the line.
That's right. The ball wasn't thrown behind Manning, so it was a forward pass. It's too bad that the play didn't work right. Of course, they had Childs, but Galbraith was over on the right side, wide open.
2nd and 10 now from the Cowboy 41. Blitz is on. Picked up by Larry Cole. And the Cowboys have the football at the 39-yard line of the Saints. Maximum blitz by Dallas that time.
Harvey Martin in on that tackle, blind side. Nothing Manning can do here. Watch Harvey Martin. That's one of those freak plays. That's Cole with the football.
Cole caught that thing on the fly.
Yeah. Wonder if he's ever done that before.
I can recall back in Cole's younger days, in the same year, he scored 2 touchdowns against the Redskins. One running a fumble in, one running an interception in. What do you think the odds would be against that? 1st and 10. Cowboys now with their 2nd turnover of the day at the Saints' 39-yard line. Staubach handing off to Dorsett, who slipped before he got going. Loss of 3 on the play, back to the 42, and Derland Moore, number 72, there to make sure he doesn't get up and go.
The worm has turned for the Cowboys. Up until this ball game, they weren't able to get any turnovers on the defense. In fact, their takeaways and turnovers were a -12.
Saints, on the other hand, were +17 in that turnover category. That's tops in the NFL.
And can you imagine if Dallas had that figure, they would be unbeatable.
It'll be 2nd and 12. Cowboys at the 41-yard line of the Saints. Score is tied with 3:40 left to play in the first half. Laidlaw in the backfield along with Preston Pearson as Staubach drops it out to Laidlaw at the 40. Laidlaw fights his way to the 37-yard line. Got the 2 or 3 back they lost in the previous play, plus a couple of more. That'll set up 3rd down, and Dallas still going to need 5 for the first down.
Saints played that well in a double zone, had both corners up in the flat.
Got a flag down. Penalty marker was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. And looks like it's going to be against the Saints. 5-yard walk-off. Here's the call from Fred Silva, the referee.
Face mask on the passer. First down.
That speaks for itself. Penalty, of course, is an automatic first down. It's flagrant. It's 15.
These are the kind of mistakes the Saints are going to have to cut out if they want to become a winning football team.
1st and 10, Cowboys at the Saints' 32-yard line. I formation. Butch Johnson in motion. Roger Staubach pitching to Dorsett. Inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line.
Notice how Dorsett's carrying that ball, both hands around it to keep from someone knocking it out. I think he's aware of those 9 fumbles.
Just got a note from the Cowboys. Says that's Larry Cole's 3rd career interception. His first since 1969. The other 2, both versus the Redskins, were for touchdowns. So I stand correct. There were 2 interceptions he ran, and not 1 interception and 1 fumble. Still pretty good memory, right?
That might. Wonder if that's a record.
For a lineman, I guess it'd have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 interceptions in a career. 2nd and 5, Dallas from the 28-yard line of the New Orleans Saints. Roger Staubach pumps once.
Oh, he's got him.
Drew Pearson couldn't stay in bounds. He did have him out there for a moment or so, but Staubach could not keep the ball in bounds.
Good pump fake by Staubach to bring the left corner up. Pearson running a fine route. Ball was thrown a little too far outside.
You give that pump fake, you almost always know the guy's going to go long, right?
Especially if you're in man coverage and that corner is playing the quarterback. Some of the corners don't read the receivers and don't see the pump fake, so you don't need it.
There's the book on the Cowboy 3rd down conversions. They're at 50%. That's not a bad figure.
No.
3rd and 5 right here. Shotgun. Protection is good. That'll be good for a 1st down to Preston Pearson at the 20-yard line. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the half. Mr. Reliable for the Dallas Cowboys.
Staubach reading well here. Here, the Saints and their prevent go double zone, doubling outside receivers. He comes into his back, who has a linebacker one-on-one, and it's difficult to cover Pearson.
Nose of the football just inside the 20-yard line, which is marked not only by the single white stripe, but it's a borderline red stripe as well. We'll tell you about in just a moment. Here's Staubach giving to Scott Laidlaw. Good block from Herb Scott. And Laidlaw is down to the 16-yard line. The reason they have that thing marked at the 20 is for people in the end zone to look down at the other 20 to get a better perspective when you're in one end zone looking in the other end zone.
That's something new.
It's not a bad idea, really. It's innovated by an idea of Cowboy ticket manager Kay Lang.
Because of what I saw on the sideline. They should have penalized Dallas for starting this stuff in the first place.
Ball is at the 16-yard line. Cowboys have a 2nd down 6. They're at the Saints 16. Score tied at 7 with 1:55 left to play in the first half. Dorsett behind Scott Laidlaw, dips in, then goes out and is out of bounds at the 10. So he gets 6, and that's going to be close to a 1st down. Once again, the Saints just about ran him up into the stands.
He sure accelerates about as quick, if not quicker, than any back in the National Football League.
Flag down, personal foul against New Orleans. So perhaps they were a little rough on Tony D. Let's see.
Now here he is. He dips inside and sets the play up well for himself. Laidlaw giving him some good blocking there. Spencer, the culprit. It looked like Spencer was trying to hold him up.
Here's Fred Silva.
Defense, number 29, personal foul, out of bounds, 1st down.
Corey Spencer guilty of the foul call. That's half the distance to the goal. So it's 1st and goal now for Dallas at the Saints 5-yard line.
Maybe Jack Lambert will make a statement they should put skirts on running backs.
Not bad. Laidlaw and Dorsett are the setbacks in the eye. Now they go to the split backfield. Jackie Smith from the left side to the right side assumes the wingback position. How do you think they'd be going that way? But they're not. That's Dorsett. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Maybe he thought somebody was going to hit him from behind there.
They better put that red line that you have on the 20 here, Frank, down there so Dorsett will know the difference between the goal line and the 2-yard line.
He looked like he spiked the ball there.
I think he thought he was in. Fine catch.
All he saw was white down there. I guess he thought it was a goal line. Whoops.
Oh, it looked like a quarterback sliding underneath the tackle.
Second down, goal to go inside the 2-yard line. 1:45 left in the half. Dallas trying to take the lead for the first time. It is Laidlaw. Did not get in.
Boy,
Laidlaw got inside the 1.
Somebody laid a shoulder on Laidlaw that time. That was a fine hit. Who was that? Number 37. Was that Myers, the safety?
Myers, the safety, number 37. Right in the middle of that.
Boy.
Pat Hughes, number 54, also had a hand in the tackle.
Yeah, both those guys are playing well for New Orleans.
Third down, goal to go now. Nose of the ball, as you can see, is inside the Saints 1.
Staubach on a sneak.
Cowboys have had some problems down this close in. It is Staubach. You're unbelievable. That's not a bad call, Gabe.
Got to use a guy like that. He does it so well.
So Dallas takes the lead 13-7 with 1:02 left in the first half. 2 turnovers by the Saints, and the Cowboys have turned them into 2 touchdowns. Septien comes on to try the extra point. Waters will hold. Kick is good. So the Dallas Cowboys, who trailed at the end of the first period 7-0, now have scored twice in the second period here at Texas Stadium and are leading the New Orleans Saints 14-7. In the meantime, that St. Louis-Washington game has now gone into the third period. And the Cardinals, who at one point were out in front 24-0, leading 24-10. And again, a reminder that the NFL on Thanksgiving Day originates right here from Texas Stadium as the Cowboys take on the Redskins in one of the big games of the year.
I wish I could be here for that one.
We'll have a rundown of all the scores for you. Brent, Jane, and Irv will be around at halftime. That's 1 minute and 2 seconds away. A lot of interesting things happening around the NFL on this 12th weekend of 1978. Hard to believe there's 4 more to go. 16 games this year.
Probably the good thing about it, though, Frank, is there are a lot of teams still in it with that many games to go.
Real knuckler hit by Septien. Rich Maudie watches it go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So the Cowboy kicker will have to do it again from the 30.
Don't ever let Septien get you in a golf game. He'll tell you he's never played.
One of those guys.
Right, one of those guys.
How could you play a little guy like that anyway? You make 2 of him.
But he kicks the ball off the tee for other night.
I see. That's not bad.
Well, maybe New Orleans will go to their 2-minute offense now.
Cowboys had 33 yards to travel on the first drive. That second drive, 39 yards. That's the way to get them, right?
The turnovers. That's something they haven't been doing, getting a turnover. 2 of them today, 2 scores for them.
Cowboys, after this game, have the Redskins Thursday, then the Patriots here at Texas Stadium. Then they wind up at Philadelphia and at the New York Jets.
Those 2 ball clubs have come a long way, too. So they not only do they have the tough ones here, they have 2 tough ones on the road.
New Orleans gets a rematch with the Falcons next Sunday in Atlanta. Good, healthy boot this time. Chandler out to the 15, 20, upended at the 27-yard line. Larry Brinson, number 36, off the Cowboy special unit. First down for the Saints with 57 seconds left to play in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see if Dallas stays with their normal 11-man alignment or whether they go to a prevent right away. Looks like they're going to stay with their normal alignment.
Archie's got Ike Harris wide to the left side. He's got Chandler split off to the right.
No, they're in that 3-man line. They're in their prevent.
Manning hasn't had a bad first half. Over the middle, Childs at the 30-yard line, but I think the Cowboys will let him have that all day. That's good for just 4 yards.
That's right. That's what they're going to do, and that's about the only...
Here come the Redskins.
Coming right back. 24-17, the third quarter. New Orleans in that 2-minute offense, the only thing they're going to get is the tight end or the backs. They're not going to get anything deep against Dallas now.
Near sideline, and vicious blow struck to Galbraith, and he bounced right off it. That's a pretty good shot. 27 seconds left to play in the half. Timeout's really not that much of a factor. The Saints still have all 3 of their timeouts, should they elect to use them.
So I wonder he didn't break his neck when he hit him that way.
Those teach you tackle low, don't they?
Yeah, now the new thing is don't tackle with your head, you tackle with your shoulders, and somebody forgot to tell him that.
First down for the Saints. They're still in their own territory, however.
I think that's when I'm glad that I'm not playing, when I see a hit like that.
Well, the one that Manning took on the blitz earlier. You know, you were saying that's one thing you can't teach a quarterback, how to take a hit like that.
That's right, Frank. You can teach them how to throw and put a touch on the ball, how to read defenses, call plays, but to have them know somebody's going to hit them as they're throwing the ball, that's something you just aren't able to teach. You either have it or you don't. I'm glad I don't have it now.
Well, you had it for a lot of years, and I guess you got the bumps and bruises and broken bones to show for it.
That's right.
Just hurts when it rains, right?
And it's been raining here.
Officials mark it at the 37-yard line of the Saints. 27 seconds left to play in the half. Cowboys leading 14-7. First quarter was all Saints. Second quarter has been all Cowboys. Here's Manning. Big rush. Gets it away to Muncie. 40, 45. Muncie almost to midfield. And does get to midfield and just into Cowboy territory. And now the Saints will stop the clock with a timeout with 18 seconds left to play in the half.
Manning's doing what a smart quarterback would do. They're taking away his outside receivers. He figures now he'll dump the ball to his backs and perhaps get a chance for a field goal and at least put 3 points on the board.
Archie is 10 out of 16 for 113 yards in the first half so far. Staubach is 6 out of 11 for 58. Cowboys on their 2 touchdown drives, as we mentioned, didn't have that far to move. There's Archie talking things over with Dick Nolan, who's assembled just a great coaching staff, and they ought to know the Cowboys because Nolan used to be with them. Ed Hughes, their offensive coordinator, used to be with Dallas.
And when you watch both teams play, they look similar, except they're in different colored jerseys.
And, of course, Paul Wiggin is the defensive coordinator, and you keep hearing rumors that Paul is headed for a head coaching job next year.
Cowboys and what's that? Cowboys and Martin.
Harvick and CBS.
And CBS.
And the little fraternity symboled out. Do you remember that from your
Pikes.
The Pikes.
The Pikes.
You saw Animal House. You were in Animal House. They didn't do those things back in North Carolina State, did they?
No, if we did it where people didn't know about it.
I see. First and 10. Nose of the football just into Dallas end of the field. Saints now are down to their last timeout. They have 1 left. 18 seconds. They'd like to get in shape here to give Mickemeyer a shot at a field goal. Manning over the middle again to Muncie at the 50. Muncie is hit from behind by Too Tall Jones, and he must have fell like the sky just fell in on him at the 45-yard line.
I don't think Muncie was aware of the time. He should have just taken the ball upfield and then got a timeout real quick. They lost a few seconds there with Muncie trying to dance around.
Well, the Saints are now out of timeout, so Manning will come over and confer with Dick Nolan. I guess under these circumstances, all you can do is try the play that beat the Saints last week, the old Hail Mary.
Either if you want to go for the score or perhaps get your tight end down there in the middle somewhere, about 15-yarder, and then you can set up for a field goal. But 9 seconds, you're going to have to do it quick. You know, something else that some of these guys, like Manning, for instance, Frank, that's hard to teach a young quarterback, is to go from his diaphragm. A lot of young quarterbacks talk from up top, and when they get around the crowd, the other players don't hear them. But we can hear Manning all the way up here when he calls the cadence.
What happens when a quarterback gets hoarse? You're in big trouble?
Oh, you're in big trouble then. When you first come into training camp, that happens to you a lot. You're not used to calling signals not used to calling signals at all. So you force it. You just try to force it out.
Second down. Saints need 5 for the first down. Ball is at the Dallas 45-yard line, but only 9 seconds left to play in the first half. Saints trailing 14-7. Archie Manning. That will just about take care of it. Clock runs down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds as Galbraith is tackled at the 40-yard line, and that's halftime. So an interesting first half here at Texas Stadium. Saints own the first period, Cowboys the second. It's Dallas 14, New Orleans 7.